know what it looks like? You're like lighting up against the wall. Got the little thing, yeah, red wall. Okay, and we're live.
Maybe speak for yourself. So, I'm Jeff Rich. I've been involved in the dojo for a couple years, I guess, around there. Trying to help Omar, who does a great job here. So what we're going to do tonight, because we haven't done it in a while, in addition to hearing about the state of the dojo, we're all going to go around the room and say your name and how you like to be identified here. It doesn't have to be either what you do or what, something that's family safe and how you identify yourself. Oh, so that's right. So I'm Jeff Rich. I am currently determining what I'm going to do next. I'm about a week or two away from that. Yeah, so that's what I do professionally. I've been in the InfoSec and then law enforcement field for 40 plus years. And how about if we start right here before you start biting the pencil?
So I'm Quan Holmes. I do active cyber defense and forensics, as well as cyber threat intelligence. And I conduct predictive analysis on different advanced persistent threat groups, and then I go out on the network and hunt before they come to our network to prevent them from actually getting on the network.
Welcome.
Hey guys, I'm Chuck. I work full-time for the National Guard, managing a, we call it network support company. Basically provide WAN LAN for about 1,100 people out in the middle of the woods. And then I'm also part of the new National Guard cyber protection team that we're standing up here in San Antonio. I also do consulting work on the side with a company that specializes in ERP and cloud implementations. So.
Is there anything else in your resume that you want to talk about?
He's one of my volunteers.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I do that from time to time. Yeah.
That should be at the top of your resume right there.
True story.
What was that last one? I didn't hear it actually.
What's that?
What was the last one?
I help rock out with the Coder Dojo from time to time.
Oh.
I'm Corey Admiral, Information Systems Security Officer, U.S. Air Force.
Some intense skill sets. I can't really talk that off. Okay, so I'm Lindsay Lynn. Nice to meet y'all. Know nothing about cybersecurity, but I would love to learn to, appreciate it more. I'm actually a UX UI designer for GameWorks.
Hello, my name is David Novogrowski. I've been in the software engineering industry for about 25 years. Started on mainframes in COBOL. Now I'm doing a lot of PHP and Java and microservices and learning more about security because it's going to be important as the infrastructure and the Internet of Things becomes more common.
Yeah. Hi everyone, my name is Kelly Lampkin with Phonelife. I'm an IT network consultant. I have background with Cisco shop, so Cisco networking infrastructure.
I'm Jacob Cabello. I'm a network engineer. Work for a Department of Defense contractor. And I've just helped with RMF and Diet Tablet. I'm doing data security for them. And that's what I do.
Louis, I'm a network engineer.
Cool.
That's it.
Well, you can't skip Grayson before.
Oh yeah. My name's Grayson. I'm in my senior year of high school, and I've worked with Omar at DefLogix as an intern doing software development for them, and I'm here to learn more about security.
And your secret identity is Professor Beanbag.
Yeah.
My name is Wayne. I'm just interested in InfoSec.
My name is Jason Swint. I actually work with Tech Systems and do recruitment within IT staffing and services. Heard a lot about the dojo, so just came to learn a little bit more about her.
I'm Alana. I also work for Tech Systems. I focus on speaking with project managers, networking with them, and with cybersecurity growing so much. I want to be able to tell them more about what's going on in the cybersecurity market. So I'm definitely very interested to learn more about what's going on there.
Hi, I'm Maria. I work at Tech Systems as well. I'm a recruiter in the network infrastructure space. Kind of
cybersecurity too.
So if you're looking for work,
I'm
Veronica. I work for the Air Force Cyber Operations. But more importantly, I'm VP of the Military Cyber Professionals, and we run STEM programs for kids. So we do things like we have the Coder Dojo, which is teaching kids code, and the other is Go to Our Academy. We're giving them cyber defense classes as well now. It's new. So, and we're going to have a CTF next couple of months if you're interested.
Cool.
for those of you that aren't in cybersecurity, capture the flag.
I'm Matt. I'm behind a column. I'm a Linux admin for Rackspace, and I'm here to look to fill in the gaps of all the pieces and knowledge that I don't have.
Good. We have two more back there before we come around to Steve.
Hi, my name is Dustin. This is engineer for defense contractor. I started up my team in cybersecurity and information assurance management about 10 years ago. It's very interesting. I like to learn a lot.
Cool. My name is Alex. I'm also with Tech Systems, IT staffing in the network infrastructure space. Prior to that, I was military, help desk, desktop. I really want to learn about some of the other areas within network, cybersecurity, possibly.
I'm Stephen Johns. I use KSET as socially engineer security professionals to exploit weaknesses.
He spent this entire time coming up with that.
What's my most useful thing?
No, and by the way, thank you, Stephen. He does provide the facilities and the meals. So
Let's give him 2 rounds of applause.
Now follow that up.
I'm just normal. My name is Adam Rodriguez. Whose phone's that?
Can you hear me now?
Anyway, my name is Adam Rodriguez. Right now, I just work as a delivery associate for packages around San Antonio. Before that, I used to work for Accenture for over a year as a Java web developer. Currently trying to, I'll say I'm going to go packages, but yeah. I'm going to meetups regularly, several meetups to get more involved and try to stay involved in starting community, meet people, and do things like while I'm looking for another job right now. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
My name is Matthew, and I'm a student of information assurance.
I'm Dustin. I do mostly create Python and do sysadmin stuff at a company called Encompass TV. It's they have TVs and there's a Windows box that it's content from an ad server. I write little stuff that and I'm interested in security, so this would be cool.
It is.
You're in luck.
Did we miss anyone? Except, of course,
my name is Omar Kimbaya. I'm the technology evangelist at DefLogix, and someone's having a hard time getting to the building.
Isn't that part of the test?
Yeah, I'll be right back. But welcome to the dojo, everybody! Round of applause!
So he was actually that worked out really well.
So we're doing what?
Well, I know what we're planning to do, and he was actually going to speak next. That was a segue into him. So why he didn't say someone else go instead of running off?
Wait, he's coming back. He's coming back! Yay!
It's a weird collect call.
Hi, the next since
Project 2501.
Okay.
You are up next, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, so I know this meetup is a bit weird. Yeah. Hopefully the audio is a little bit better. I have it on full blast right now. But today we're going to talk about really the state of the dojo. So let me go ahead and get to the slide over here and go on my soapbox.
boy, this is a tough one.
Yeah, I know. I didn't make these slides, by the way. The guy to my left made those slides, and I really appreciate him doing stuff like this because it's well, it'd be nice if you got one that had like a transparent background. But anyways.
No. I was looking for a vector image of a lectern. There are none.
Yeah.
But
So,
I got a vector image of a panda.
That you did.
That's a.
All right. So. The real reason for this meetup is because we've been doing this for almost 2.5 years. We started back in October of 2014, and we should be hitting the 2.5-year mark roughly around March. And it's been like a really, really wild ride. It went from a meetup with 5 people who I knew that might have been interested in security to right now 731 people who are interested in this, and a lot of different faces pretty much every single time we have a meetup. And for that I'm really thankful because I've been able to get a lot of help to kind of build this from people like Jeff, from people like Lizzie, from people like Rob, and from people like Steven and Jacek and Mark Collier and my boss Paul Rivera. Lots of different people had their hands in this, kind of build this up to what it is today, and for that I'm internally thankful. And let's give all those people a round of applause.
We would like to applaud all of you next, but not yet. Because, there's always room for more help, and we're going to get to that.
Yeah.
Best for last.
That's right.
Yeah.
Also, we have a kind of a giveaway to do. The first time, not really that first time, but first time it's been like a dojo sponsored giveaway. So we have a $50 Amazon gift card. That one lucky winner tonight, not on the stream. Sorry, you should have been here. So just ignore that. But someone's gonna be able to win that, so I'm pretty excited to do that. Last month, obviously, we had the Security Engagement Series, and it was a really great turnout. Insider information, our featured speaker never showed up. But what was great was that no one really noticed it. That we just had a panel discussion talking about IoT. We had 2 people from the same company who were both insurance salesmen, cybersecurity insurance, which is actually a very interesting field right now if you really want to look into that. We had a lawyer, startup lawyer, who also deals in security and it does, what's what I'm looking for?
Well, mainly startup advice and counsel for corporation.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of consultant, kind of like anyway, so yeah. And we also had Jeff, who is, has a wealth of experience and wisdom in this field as well. So I'm really thankful for each of those people for coming on stage and doing it, because I think a lot of people. So who was there last month? What did you guys think?
It was a pretty good panel. A lot of different viewpoints about security issues and IoT. And it was pretty
cool. Yeah.
Intense. It was pretty useful.
I was impressed. I actually did not know that the speaker hadn't shown up. I thought that it was doing so well. I thought that was the presentation.
And
so
you wouldn't have known if he didn't tell you.
Yeah, I just want to share that inside information because I thought it was kind of cool. I mean, at the time I was having a heart attack, but after that, after it all went well, I was very happy with how everything kind of got put together. But I'm one person, and the people who really kind of organize each meetup are 3, Jeff, Rob, and myself. And with this meetup, I want to hear from you guys. What do you want from this meetup? How do you all want to be involved? And how can we help each other build up this community to be a force to be reckoned with here in San Antonio, to really get that workforce development going, really get those connections and people getting jobs and people growing their networks. A lot of value comes in from being a part of a meetup. A lot of opportunities come from being a part of it. For me, myself, I graduated with a degree in creative writing from UTSA, but you would know it, because I don't tell people that, but now you know. And so, yeah, trade secrets. I also have whoa, that was close. I almost told everyone I had 3 butt cheeks. Wow. So,
pieces working wonders.
It's like that social engineering though. It's like truth serum.
Someone that should never hold a clue.
Oops.
I'm glad everybody eating. Yeah. Whoa.
Am I gonna get 3 butt cheeks after this pizza? If you eat 5 slices.
So you put that
All right.
bit in the pizza, huh?
Yeah.
Very
Oh
fast.
yeah, this is good. I've already lost what I was trying to say.
Something about cheeks.
I'm just one man with 3 butt cheeks. Oh my God. Grayson, why do I say these things?
Starting off.
Yeah.
You're just breathing.
So, all right, focus. Get back to it. I was so with that creative writing degree, I didn't really have any kind of sort of direction. So I went overseas, went to China, went to Korea, taught over there, came back after having some health problems, and I didn't really know what to do with anything. I didn't have a network. I didn't really know people in this town. It didn't help. I didn't have anyone to help me, or I didn't know who I could help. So over time, I was able to get into the geekdom community, and that's what really propelled my career forward. The people that you're able to meet, the opportunities that come there, and the opportunities to help others as well is really incredibly valuable to me. So the impetus behind starting the CyberDef Dojo was to provide a place for people to, within the cybersecurity industry, to share information, to share jobs, and to gain more skills. And I feel like we've been able to do a lot of that. But this year, we're going to be moving the meetup into a nonprofit. And we're going to be pushing forward with the workforce development, with a lot of value to the members, to the people here. And we're not going to ask anything from you guys. If you guys want to help out, you're more than welcome to that. But the meetups are going to stay the same. We're going to have more events and more training opportunities as well. And that's the reason for the nonprofit. And the mission statement for the CyberDef Dojo is to develop cyber secure communities. And that involves all of us here. That involves small to medium businesses. That involves startups. That involves nonprofits. That involves a lot of people in this town. So if you guys like that, let me know. If you don't like it, also let us know, because this is the opportunity that you guys have to really share that feedback. Let's have a discussion about it, and let's make this something into what we as a community want. Is that cool? Does that make sense with everybody? All right. So Jeff is going to go ahead and lead the rest of the session, and I'm going to go ahead and man the stream and sort of get questions from there as well and comments from the stream, and let's get started.
Okay, so I sense a lull in energy here, not because of anything Omar said or the secrets he revealed, but, and trust me, any secrets I have like that, I'm keeping inside. Deep inside. Right.
Holy Omar would have done the same.
Yeah.
Damn it.
No, right?
So Omar said covered a lot of ground, and I agree with everything he said, with one exception. He said, we're not going to ask anything of you, and if you saw, I shook my head, yes, we are actually. It's not a recruitment, it's not a you must do something. If you choose to continue your level of engagement with the dojo just where it is, there's nothing wrong with that. But to Omar's point, he listed pretty quickly, this wasn't a secret, pretty quickly the people that really are behind making this work. And that's been great, but some people have kind of moved on, which happens. Some people are, saying, okay, I've hit my time limit, we need to do more. So we do need more people to help. So whatever you want to do, and I would offer, consider this a development opportunity. We're going to get to what's going on here, but consider a development opportunity, think about it, and I'd like to have you talk to either Omar or me or Stephen before the session's over. Say, here's something I'd like to do, whether it's, Stephen actually takes care of a lot of meeting logistics when you get down to it.
Yeah.
So, and thank you again for that. So, I'm comfortable saying, boy, you kind of lead that. You do it well. And it's something he kind of naturally fell into. You almost inherited at one point.
Oh, yeah.
But you still do it well, and it's good. So if there's anything else you're interested, whether you think it's going to help your career, or it's something you just want to do, or you like it, or you just want hey, I just want to help, perfect opportunity. I promise you won't be turned away. I guarantee it. Whatever you want to do within reason, we're going to say, yeah, let's go do that. Whether it's you want to give a pitch, or you want to lead a learning session, or you want to facilitate finding speakers, or whatever it's going to be. We're going to want to encourage you to do that. All right. So here's some of the announcement you should be aware of. There is a CISSP class coming up in March that you can get into for $1,000, and that may sound expensive. However, most professional CISSP training classes, and this, by the way, is done in 5 days, right?
Yeah,
That class?
5 days. So the normal price for this is $1,450, but for Dojo members, you get it for $1,000. And this is something that Rob and Cindy McClister are working on to put together. So if you're interested in getting a CISSP, I would suggest trying this out, because other trainings can be multiples.
Yeah,
of that
between
number.
2,500 and 5,000 for pretty much the same course.
So if you're interested, let us know, and I'll send that information over. I think they have 10 slots available.
They did as of a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
It could be
so-
1 or 2 are gone. So it's a limited number because there are seats with focused learning. But it is a good bargain if you have $1,000 to put into it. Yes.
Is that a bunch of Saturdays, or is it 5 days straight, or?
It's a bunch of Saturdays.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 5 Saturdays.
Is it done here, or is it?
No, well, do you know where it's done? I had the address, but I don't have it with me. But it's not here.
I can get that information for you if you're interested.
Fountainhead Tower, I think is where they're.
Fountainhead Tower?
And we can.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. It is going to be at AECom. Yeah.
So AECom, Fountainhead Towers, for those of you that didn't hear it here, and we'll post that in the Slack channel as well. So how many people here are in the Slack channel, even if you're not active in it? Okay, that's not enough. So I'm going to ask you to do this. It's not difficult. Just you can get the Slack app either on your phone or computer. Just email Omar and say I want to get in Slack, and we do a lot of communication there. Some of it is, and that's not safe for work, but most of it is, all right? Especially when he talks about his bugs. So the next thing to talk about is, yes, Stephen.
Well, I wanted to go back to number 1 real quick, because what I do is not really what you guys do, and I'm not exactly. I know what the acronym stands for. I know there's some other people that are in here are not security based. So what is a CISSP, and why would you want to get a CISSP?
So I'd be happy to field that question. So I'm a founding member of ISC Squared, yet another acronym, which is the International Information System. No, that's the C.
Council?
Yeah, no, there's 2 I's, 2 S's, and 2 C's. There's the International Information System Security Certification Council. There, I had to kind of get rolling and then it happened. That's what the square part's for. And that formed like around late 80s, around 1990. And the first certification, and I wrote some of the items, they're called items, not questions on an exam like that. I wrote some of the first items, all of which are out of date, all of them, because it was in 1990, right? But you can usually, you don't have to take a training class. There are books you can buy, or depending on your experience, you may be able to wing it. Most people need some sort of, even if they've been in a professional while, they need some sort of refresher. CISSP stands for Certified Information System Security Professional. And there are sub-certifications underneath that. I won't go into all of those. There's a couple other certifications now that ISC Squared offers. And the reason that you're going to want to do this is multifold. One, if you're doing DoD work, there's 1 or 3 certifications you're required to have before you can do DoD work, and certainly before you can obtain a clearance to do DoD information security work. CISSP is the primary one you're going to look for there. If you come in with that, all those guys that are recruiting people for the Air Force, if they see CISSP or a defense contractor, they're going to try to scoop you up. So that's the primary one. There's some other certs in there too, and I'm not saying they aren't good, but that really is a primary. It's been around longest. It's often considered the gold standard for security certifications because it's broad. It has a number of disciplines that you have to have knowledge in. Not full depth, but at least some knowledge in. As opposed to how to configure a router for security, which is good, but it's not necessarily very broad. All right, so does that answer your question? Okay. I have a 4-digit CISSP, which once again just proves I'm old, right? Because I think the numbers they're issuing now, I think they're in the 600s or the high 5s anyways. All right. Omar talked about the security engagement series we had in January, which was good. The first 2 we've had, October and January, were held at Geekdom. We're happy with the response we received. The first one being in October was, we knew we wanted to do, but we didn't know how it was going to come off. Went off very well. January would have been even better if Omar didn't reveal that we didn't have the speaker. But we had a speaker planned, and he was going to be on the panel, and he actually had a commitment. He didn't just not show, but an issue came up at the last minute, and that's why I was on the panel, because my original plan was not to do that, but he was going to have the 4th seat on the panel, so I took that. It still went over very well because the topics it's very topical. We got great questions from the audience. I thought the audience made that panel happen, so it went out very well. Our next one is in April 14th. I thought the date was up there. That's no, pardon me, April 12 and 13. April 12 and 13. April 12th is Innotech Day, and if you haven't been to Innotech before, it's an Innovation for Technology conference, which is kind of where the name came from. And this is the 9th year that it's in San Antonio. They go to different cities. And we have a security track on the first day, for which I'm responsible for filling. And by the way, if anyone wants to speak, good opportunity. This is not here's how to write code for security. It's not quite that level. You're going to want your audience is going to be someone closer to a decision maker than someone that's closer to coding, but you still get that broad range. That's the first day. The second day, we will have an entire track dedicated to the dojo, and that will be our security engagement series, with the theme being Advanced Persistent Threat, which is what APT stands for. I'll pick up on each one acronyms if I can. And that's going to be a good day. We have many of those speakers lined up already. We're going to have a panel as well, and there's a couple other fun things we have in mind for that. So there's a 12th and 13th. If you like to, you can mark out both of those. If you're a member of the dojo, you'll get into both free. Obviously, the dojo day you would, because it's a dojo engagement series, but you'll get into Innotech for free. It'll be held April 12 and 13 at the Norris Conference Center, which is close to the Alamo Draft House in that same complex on 410.
So the topics that you're requesting us to speak on, are they dealing with APT or?
If it's on the dojo day, yes, APT. If you want to talk about something else, we have 2 slots still open on the security track on the 12th, which is a more general audience. Whereas the dojo, anyone's still welcome, just like this, but there's going to be more dojo-like people on the dojo day. And, well, you know who you are, right? But on the general Innotech day, there is a more general audience, although everyone in the dojo is welcome and encouraged to attend. But I also realize not everyone can just take 2 days and go to a conference. That being said, it's free, so I'll let you weigh how it works. But yeah, if you're interested in speaking, let me know. Either one. Always looking for speakers. That holds true throughout. If there's something you want to share, if it's going to benefit us, come on, let's do it. And by the way, if it benefits us, it's going to benefit you. Because this is a pretty low-risk environment to give a presentation or a talk, as compared to having to do it in front of your boss. No, please walk right in front of me. Instead of having to do it in front of your boss, or there's 3 levels of management above, this is a pretty low-risk opportunity. So, we've already thanked our sponsors, and we're adding one more. I haven't made a whole bunch of progress since you left.
Oh no, that's fine. There was a question of the chat over here about the Cssp Clause.
Yes.
Does that include the member endorsement required by the ISC squared?
So there is, if anyone charges you for the endorsement for CISSP, find someone else. I've endorsed, gosh, in my career, I've probably endorsed 300 people. And I do it because it helps the profession, and it takes me about typically 7 to 10 minutes, really. So if anyone says that they're charging you for the endorsement, find someone else. You find me if you need to. Although I do need to at least know you before I need to do it.
That helps.
But it's good. It's a good question, and if you think there is something, it's a scam. All right. We every single time we get together, Omar mentions the discount we have on O'Reilly books and materials using the code PCBW.
Yeah, and that's just not just programming books. That also includes design books. That includes systems engineering, systems programming, Linux administration, Windows administration. It runs the gamut. Anything within technology you're going to use a computer for, O'Reilly probably has a textbook for you. So with that code PCBW, you can use it to get 50% off any ebook or 40% off any print book. So if you want to spruce up your library with some knowledge, go ahead and use that discount code.
Or if your head's a little empty, use it. And if you're not sure what the books are, browse it. Browse the library, what's out there. You'll see there's some good things.
Yeah.
By the way, the reason for everyone in the room that I'm just standing here is because actually, for those looking online, I'm right here. And see, you actually can't see my hand because it's covered by me. Yeah, this is becoming very surreal. But in any case, that's why I'm kind of standing here, because the camera's pointing to me and I'm over here picture in picture. I mentioned Slack already. That's where our Slack channel is. If you're not in Slack yet, or you thought you had an account but you forgot the password or whatever, either send an email to Omar at CyberDefDojo@gmail.com. You can reset your password yourself if you know what email you used to originally sign up. All right. So, any questions on that? Good. That's the easy part. Thank you. So here's who we are, what we've done, and up to this point. We have, as Omar mentioned, over 725 members, and as you can see, we're kind of broken up into new entries, experts, and silverbacks. I'll let you choose which one. I'll let you choose who came up with that term and then who that might be. All right. We've had 31 monthly meetups today. Actually, now 32.
Yeah.
You know, assuming something terrible doesn't happen before we end this one. And we always learn, hack, or pitch in our meetups. This one is slightly different, but we're still actually learning. And if you think I haven't been pitching, you haven't been listening. So we're doing at least 2 of those. And obviously, we have live streams available on YouTube. This one won't be archived, only because this is a rather in-the-moment sort of discussion. And once we're done, there'll be outputs from it. But looking at this one again, if you wanted to watch this archived, I'd go get a number. There's better things to do. All right, but the others are good, and they're archived out there. We've already talked about the quarterly security engagement series, which we initiated in October, and the Red Team, Blue Team workshop. So who was involved in that that's in here? Okay, very good. 3, did I miss anyone in the back? Good. There'll be an expansion and more of that coming up. You'll see that in the next slide. We have. Is it safe to say that Professor Beanbag is a champion of that? No. Okay. Fair enough.
So humble.
Yes, really. And as you've already heard, with Innotech as one example, and some others, you get free or deeply discounted access to events and conferences, which is a really good thing. The more you can do with the less you have to spend, either of your money or your company's money, it's always better. So, if we move on, this is a question. Now this is where we are asking something of you. By the way, we have nothing else on this screen. There's nothing else that's going to be filled in here until you offer something, and the great and amazing Omar will enter it here. You don't have to necessarily identify it as yourself, but it will become part of the record. So, where's the value in the dojo? You have to think. And if you need more pizza to do it, go get some.
The community.
The community. Okay? There's going to be other pages like this with other questions along, so start kind of thinking about this. All right? Check.
I mean, the Slack channel is awesome just to kind of keep current on what's happening. Because everybody tends to post, like current events or what's happening here locally in town that's relevant to the cybersecurity realm.
Okay, so the Slack channel is good.
Yeah, and especially if you don't play in cyber every single day, that's a really nice thing to have, where you can just go, oh, this is what people are talking about right now.
Yeah, and you get to learn acronyms, so which is good. Yes.
A second thing that kind of ties in with the community is, I know we actually had somebody get a job through the CyberDef Dojo, so kind of connecting people with potential employers, that's another value.
That's good. Connection employers and employees. It's good. Or candidate.
They're taking, really? You're going to use that phrase? Really? Okay. Okay, I understand now. All right.
He's typing.
It's going to be you.
Yeah. Career development. Thank you.
There you are.
I was going to try to draw that one out if no one did, so thank you.
underneath that, I'll put a platform for teaching. A platform for teaching or learning. I just moved here just a couple months ago, so I used to do something like this in the New Orleans area. So now you all get to hopefully be my guinea pigs for teaching cybersecurity stuff.
Yeah, I think we're willing to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you want to do it? No, we can talk later. We can talk later. But yeah, by the way, there's a good example. You just said it doesn't bother you. And this is going to be a stupid question to ask. How many people here have some fear of public speaking? Some, okay. And, yeah, the reason it's a dumb question is if you have a fear of public speaking, you're probably afraid to raise your hand, and I get that, okay? This is a wonderful low-risk opportunity. I am very shy, and I'm sure you've noticed that. And this is an opportunity for me to come out of my shell. But it really does provide that. Everyone at some point, and even professional speakers, at some point have, whether it's butterflies or pterodactyls, you know, that are flying, fluttering around. And this is a good low-risk opportunity. You're in a friendly room, except for no response to the lectern. And we're all supportive. We all want to do the same thing. So this is a great opportunity to do it. I truly mean that. So it's a platform for both learning and teaching. What else? Where else is value?
Probably going along the line of career development. It's a broad field, and so kind of learning from a bit of what everyone does. Everyone does something different in cybersecurity, and so just kind of learning off of each other and learning the different aspects of it. I guess that's very broad, and so just to learn what everyone does is something that's really cool.
Yeah, it's good because just listen to what we heard for the introductions today. I'm giving him time to come up with how to type that. So if you listen to all the introductions we had today, it's, you know, I'm new to cybersecurity, I'm doing DIACAP, I'm doing CNA, whatever it is you're working, it is broad, and the more we have, the more we learn.
Speaking of value, you did mention like a $50 gift card, so that's value right there. Yes, that's value.
Money is value.
Free prizes. And as no one mentioned,
we're charging for a prize. It's a prize. It's
as no one mentioned food.
Yeah, that's it. We've done it. We saw what the food does
because it's huge.
Oh no, we're not going there. No, yeah, we're not going.
This is not a political organization.
Yeah, we're actually gonna be incorporating for nonprofit status. We can't be taking political positions.
I know.
All right. And you streamed it to the universe.
I know.
It's on YouTube. It lives forever, man.
I know, man. Hashtag don't Trump. Excuse me.
I'm sorry. You should have some water.
I should.
That piece is dangerous, man.
You know, man, Steve Bannon's like what? Security guy?
All of a sudden, I feel like the straight man. That's a role I never played. All right. So, any other value besides any political statements? Any other value? Okay. Oh, no, you're drinking water. Yes. Mentorship, yes, thank you.
Lunchtime with Jeff.
Yes.
They play Kenny G.
If you haven't experienced that yet,
It's a doozy.
I'm a cheap date. All right.
Is he a cheap date?
Depends on where you take him.
Yeah, if you take me to a high-end place, yeah.
He's going to buy a high-end. It's like if you give a mouse a cookie.
Like coffee and a sandwich.
You give Jeff a menu of caviar and lobster tails.
No fish. No, I'm a vegan, so keep that in mind if you're going to
give him a head of lettuce.
Yeah, that'll work. Romaine.
It's got to be arugula.
That's right.
Arugula, that's the high end, see? All right, so then let's go on. Unless someone wants to put something in here, we can come back. Let's go on to the next question. Is what works well? And you're going to find some of the answers might be the same, but it's really a different question. By the way, you can guess what the next couple questions are because you'll pick up a pattern pretty quickly here. What works well here? The door? Oh, the food works well. I thought you were pointing at the door. I thought you were saying there's a door you can leave. No, okay. So the food works well. You're a star, Steve.
Hey, yeah, that's all I'm saying, man. So
Yep. Jason.
So one thing that works really well is when we have people speaking publicly for their first time, giving speeches for their first time, because not only do they get the experience of speaking in a friendly environment, but we also get to learn about what they're talking about and learn something new.
Very good. I think you've proven that.
I mean, yeah, I got to give a speech, and I mean,
I still remember that EKG.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, I got to present something that I enjoyed, and it was a very friendly room, a lot of positive feedback and constructive feedback on that. So.
No, you did a great job. I'm gonna have a real quick aside here, because I remember when you did that, and I think I was one of the judges that actually said, you know, you should consider this is something that could work. And without getting real deep into a personal story, in December I had an episode where I fell. Right? And by the way, here, this is a skill I have. I can have a contusion on my head and break a toe at the same time. So without getting into all of that, they had to, the doctors had to, because I spent 2 days in the hospital, the doctors had to ensure that I didn't have arrhythmia, which I don't, my heart's fine. And they said, you're gonna have to wear a monitor for 2 weeks, which I did. And they said, you have to put in a deposit on the device. And I'm looking at it, and it's, you know, it's the same exact thing you built. And they said it's a $1,200 deposit, because that's what it would cost to replace it. And what you paid for parts was what, $6?
We paid with an article, like with the prototyping board and everything, it came out to be like $30.
Okay. So if you want to get political about healthcare, there you go. But yeah, as I was putting on a deposit, I said, there's no way in the world this costs anywhere near that much. But in any case, it was a good opportunity and a good session. Yes. Were you? Oh, you're stretching.
No.
Okay. So what else works well?
Professional networking.
Professional networking.
There's still, unfortunately, I forgot one of the guys' names, but from my first time coming here, there's still like 5 people that hit me up on a regular basis, asking me for information while they're at work, which I don't want. I mean, does nothing but makes me pull information out my back pocket. Granted, it was rather weird, like how to crack WPA2. I was like, why do you need this?
Yeah.
You know, with a follow-up question like, do you know how to hack into Facebook accounts? I'm like, this is a little sketchy. How's your home life?
Yeah.
What?
How many breakups have you had?
What?
I just can't trust my girlfriend no more.
Fortunately, he was using it for the project with with the kids.
Oh, with the kids, yeah.
So they were working.
You're teaching them how to hack
Oh,
Facebook
no.
back?
We're not teaching them how to hack. We're not.
Disclaimer.
From the get-go, the
put that in bold on the slide.
I know.
Not teaching kids how to hack.
No, it was a deal. So it was cool.
Oh, no, that is good. You're bringing up a good thing that, but instruct the jury to disregard that last statement. Ethics. Yeah, so, but that is good.
We do
Professional
really
networking
well at not
is
teaching
good.
kids how
So
to
I pride myself on professional networking wherever I am. All right. But, and for that reason, I always carry this, which always has business cards in it. It drives my wife crazy, because we go anywhere, and I talk to someone, and I give them a business card. And she's kind of gotten used to it, because I've been doing it for like 25 years. And I'm not saying, boy, that's what you need to do, but it's really not that expensive to do. And by doing it, you always have an opportunity to extend networking too. And networking, especially if you're looking for a job, which is something I do very well. In fact, since you've known me, I've had 3 jobs in the last couple of years. I was at Engine Yard, then a barricade startup, and sold that, and actually 2.5. I'm about to start. So, but yeah, I look for jobs very well experienced there. And I always depend on my network. So even if that's the only reason you want to do it, there's much better reasons, as you just pointed out. But that's still a really good reason, and it's self-serving. So what else?
Card?
Yes? Oh, you want a business card?
Yeah, sure.
I'm happy to give you a business card.
I was gonna wait until you stopped
No,
talking.
no. If I'm asked, I'll never say no. See, now I'm gonna just pass it on. What I do.
The funny thing is, on the back of those is a raffle number.
Hey, right there is one.
Yeah,
Just
and
kidding.
if you don't have a number, you lost.
Yeah.
It's gonna
All
rip
right.
some of that pieces
Project 250.
So, all right, what else? What else works well? Yes, ma'am.
Name tags.
So was that a hint of sarcasm?
I know, right?
No. Who has name tags?
Yeah.
No. Oh, okay. So this is now. Okay, I'm sorry. This is why perspective is important. Okay. We thought the question was what works well that we're doing. So we should have. When we get to the what do we need to add, let's put name tags first because that's going to be one of the questions. That is a good one. Sorry for the response. Like, what? Where did you see name tags?
I was like, maybe what he's saying is that the fact that we don't have name tags allows us to remain anonymous to each other, which then keeps in tone with like the whole cybersecurity feel of hackers not being anonymous on the internet and doing bad things. Yeah, I feel you, man. I got you.
So, yes, my name is Professor Beanbag. So in any case, so let's save that. That actually is a very good one. So I apologize for not being clear enough with that. What works well that we're doing. In other words, what do you, this is kind of adds on to the where's the value, what works well that we're doing. How, what the value is, what did you get? This is kind of how did we do it.
I think the way that we're managing meetups and putting out announcements is doing pretty well. Then I never miss like a hey, we're doing something. As far as I know.
No, you're pretty active. In fact, I have to say one thing. For those of you that haven't been active in Slack yet, one of our most active members on Slack isn't even in San Antonio, but he still contributes a bunch, and that's Tom up in the Dallas area. He may be on Slack more than maybe not you and me.
No.
But I think he's probably a solid third.
Yeah, most definitely.
And
he overtook Rob.
Yeah, and Chuck's there, and Nick is Nick's on Slack very often. So yeah, it's you don't have to be here. It helps to be here because you don't get a raffle prize if you're not.
That's right.
Okay, so is that another message or is someone at the door?
No.
Okay. So the announcements are good. Anything else that works well? In other words,
I don't have the numbers. How is the streaming working?
We have 6 people on there. At most we had like 9, and stream's going pretty well. Wait, are you just asking like in general?
No, I'm wondering if you should put it up there on the next line.
we're doing it, so I think you should go there.
Go ahead.
Oh, the group is very warm and welcoming.
Yes.
Yeah, even had a great greeting at the door.
Okay, that was nice. I happened to be standing there, but it was nice. Still, but actually, you make a good point. Anyone that's standing at the door when someone comes in, they don't turn away and walk. They don't turn around and walk away. They say hello.
Yeah,
right? Yeah, so that's nice.
Very welcoming.
I think
I walked in here, everyone just stared at me. I just
Bye. Did you really?
Yeah. Well, until you broke the ice.
Yeah, I commented on your shirt. So.
Yeah.
And I'm like.
So we're inclusive, but when we get to what do we need to add, maybe we need to have a little slight, not formal, but a little more. Let's make sure everyone is greeted. All right. So yeah, you missed streaming.
Oh, do we do that well?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Well, I don't know. I was asking.
I would say we do it really well.
I haven't heard any complaints.
This is one of the few organizations of this type that actually live streams in the San Antonio area that I'm a part of, at least. I go to quite a few, so that's something that's definitely unique.
I would agree.
It's also valuable to whoever's speaking and giving a presentation.
Yep.
It is, because it gives me, see, I'm more aware, even though I'm talking to the group, I'm also aware that I have to look at the blue lights. You can't see that on that side of the camera. They are blue, right?
Okay.
Are those blue?
Yes.
Okay. So, I just let out a secret about myself.
What? You colorblind?
Very good. All right. So, either that or I want to make you believe that. So, in any case, yeah. And in fact, there was one where I was sick, and I couldn't attend, but I watched a live stream. It was good. And there was another one where I watched it archived. So, for me, it works great. Anything else? All right. Let's go on to the next one. We come back to this if you like. So now that I'm looking at this, is probably a repetitive question. I think that works. Okay, now we're into what are we doing? Oh, did you have something you wanted to add? No, you're stretching. Okay. So, what are we doing that we should stop doing? So, are you saying that you're doing Omar? Is that what you're saying?
Family friendly, Jeff.
I guess how many people have heard that, Professor B? Don't stop.
Not yet.
Don't stop the love.
All right. See, that's go to the warm and inviting. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's up with that, y'all?
Yeah. So, other than the not safe for work comments, what else should we stop doing?
I'll put that down.
We just need to put that one in a box. Box.
Actually,
just like a star.
And that means that tonight will forever be known as a 3 butt cheek massacre.
Hashtag please the magic number. Hashtag schoolhouse rock.
Hey, it's an alternative.
Hashtag free BC.
Let it go.
Okay. All right. David suggests we move on. So, so what? Yeah. What else? What should we stop?
I'm not sure how to. Could we have more talks about coding, writing code?
Okay.
Actual-
So, for what it's worth, our next slide is what should be added.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So now there's 2 things,
Yeah,
which is
name
good.
tag, yeah.
I'm glad we're generating what should be added. So please remember it. All right. But that is a good to be added.
Jokes about old people.
Thank you. Okay. The good thing about jokes about old people is hey, no, I'm sorry, I win that one. I hands down win
I
that
get
one.
that.
But the good thing about jokes for old people is you tell them and they think it's funny, and then next month you come back and you can tell them again.
I'm sorry, but no, that doesn't work for me.
It does with me. Trust me, you'll get there. All right, what else should we stop doing? I'm beginning to think there's nothing we should stop doing.
Yeah.
Anything like, just don't do it that way. Just,
Be completely honest.
How about, can we start,
how about if we go to what should we add and maybe we come back to this, all right?
Okay, let's go back.
Because maybe this is just too negative for this positive group.
Yeah, we're happy.
We're not a color. So,
Yeah. I feel love. You?
I always feel love.
Yeah. And so you had a thought?
Code-related topic.
Okay.
There is something else. We do have talk about capture the flag and stuff. Could we put that on Twitch? I mean, you've got people playing World of Warcraft on Twitch. Why not have an episode of Capture the Flag or Professor Feedback here taking down the network?
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I don't
like that though. It's like.
These are all suggestions.
He's like in a suit, like he's casting it, like he's like doing the play-by-play, and like the lower third says Professor Beanbag.
Well, if we say something like Young Grayson.
Young G, man.
So,
that's cooler. You're right. Young Grayson's cool.
So now there are jokes about young people too. That's good.
I'll have to go back to that.
Yeah, but I so it's worth noting that putting it on Twitch is something worth considering. That doesn't mean that it's necessarily feasible or doable yet, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't have it on the list. Would you agree?
Yeah, on Twitch. Yeah, because
who doesn't know what
if
Twitch
they consider.
I just found out. So,
I mean, literally just now?
Like literally just now.
Okay.
What Twitch is?
I thought it was just for games though.
Yeah, but the thing about it, they talk
Well, they have
about
Bob Ross on
esports.
Twitch.
Bob Ross the painter?
Yeah.
He's still alive?
Yeah. No. He passed away a while back, but what so they have this whole thing called Twitch Creative, where you can watch people paint and draw and do stuff.
That sounds so cool.
So they have like a 24-hour streaming his episodes back to back.
I didn't know you were still alive.
So,
No,
yes, Twitch brings people back from the dead.
Yes, I mean, you do have Twitch shows for like esports. I've seen that.
No, I think it's
why not something?
It's technically doable. There's no reason why we shouldn't look into it.
Sure. That's something we can
So
add.
by the way,
Thank you.
if you go back to where's the value, if you're willing to go back there, you learn cool stuff that might not, you wouldn't think would be any way related to cybersecurity. Because that was it. How many people really knew about Twitch before they came to this meeting? Obviously, you did. Yeah, so less than 10 of us did. So everyone else either wasn't paying attention or now knows what Twitch is.
Yeah.
Right? So you learned something that really wasn't associated with what we did. Okay.
Follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/propagandapanda4.
That's related to real.
I know.
That's the
Hashtag, stop the hashtag.
That's right, man.
Propaganda Panda.
Propaganda Panda.
Yeah, the name really works. It flows right out. Propaganda.
Wow.
Propaganda Panda.
Podcast.
More hands-on. Like we did the red team, blue team, which I missed last year, but I think it'd be nice, even for like meetings, like regular evening meetings, we had kind of some more hands-on, like workshop style kind of events.
So that's kind of falls into hack category, and I'll offer we don't do as much of that as we do the other two. So more hack in the good sense.
Do you all have podcasts when you have your speakers come on and whatnot?
Well, we live stream and then it goes on YouTube.
But like specifically for podcasts, not yet. That's something that we want to do in the future.
I knew that. That's why I said it right down the slide.
No, Omar and I have actually already talked about that. And we have.
So have you guys ever like gotten together to do? The only one I can think of right now is Seesaw, like Capture Those Flags. Like, do you ever do them together? Like the online ones and like form teams and stuff like that.
So consider online competition with other organizations, against other organizations, because it is adversarial. Yeah.
Adversarial.
The way it is, it's you want to beat them. That's kind of the definition of adversarial, right?
Yeah.
Headphones. Talks, man.
I don't know if this will work for this organization, but like the PMP organization in town, they have specific ambassadors and contacts that go out to like the different communities and the different joint bases where, they have people that are regularly out evangelizing, for lack of a word, in the communities that use their services. So I don't know how much of that Dojo does or.
Not much.
Yeah.
You're kind of looking at it.
That's so I would echo that. One of the other organizations I'm part of, their board structure actually encompasses reps from Air, Army, other defense peoples, state governments. There's a specific person that basically does that function, and it works because you kind of get a good point of contact for anybody who falls underneath that umbrella.
Okay. SDR.
Yeah, that's someone in the chat said that. Also, someone in the chat said this.
Alcohol? What? That's what I'm talking about.
No. Because that kind of would violate the not safe for work rule.
And family friendly.
Yeah, no, not because of the alcohol, but as a result of the alcohol.
Good point.
Do you all volunteer for stuff as an organization?
So we do volunteer for things as a.
Like, like the hack, like, what is it, the hack charities? I hack charities?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So partner with like other organizations that do stuff like that?
Yeah.
Do you volunteer to sponsor that?
So I did that. That was kind of cool.
You can shrink the font.
I like how they have the, there's like like churches have, like some churches have a pharmacy. So I like went and like with people from the organization, and we connected all of their pharmacies together inside of their, I would just say it, inside of their parish. So that gives away the religion. But connected all the pharmacies together and kind of did it as an organization. It was volunteering.
Yeah, it was like Habitat for Humanity, like community, actually go out and do some community service kind of stuff.
So they had the devices, and basically they just let us set it up. So at the same time, other people was able to see each other work at their specialty, even though that organization was getting
So you added value to the community just by contributing what you did. I'll offer the opportunities are there, and it could be it's our fault for not making more of them available to all of you. For example, Omar and I were on a panel at a meeting of the Nonprofit Council, which has there are 500 nonprofits in San Antonio. I heard that number. Like, you sure it isn't 50? No, it's 500. And we were on a panel, and as a result, there is someone else in the dojo, I don't know if they're here, or if they want to be identified, but there was one organization in particular that got, through credit card fraud, won't get into all the details, they had to take their donation page down, and they lived on donations. Omar and I did some things to help them, and then someone else contributed some time to rework their website. And they're up and running again. So, you know, and I'm not trying to say, oh, I'm wonderful, but there are plenty of opportunities like that out there, and it needs to be more than the two of us. So there's an opportunity. If you want to be, and I'm going to call that outreach, if you want to be part of an outreach program one way or another, I think I hear a real good candidate over here, but it doesn't mean everyone else can't be. This is a really good opportunity. All right, and that's a great suggestion. Thank you. What else? What else do we need to add? By the way, this is not a commitment list, it's a list, just to be sure.
But specifically on the organizations, can we just talk with Tech Block and agree that we can share their logo at our meetings and they can share ours and theirs? Or?
I think if we're going to share intellectual property, which is,
Well,
I spend way too much time with this term. But actually, there's no reason we couldn't co-sponsor things. We're going to be doing with the Innotech in April, by the way. We'll be sharing logos there. I think something that should be added is Incorporation. I'm going to put that up there. Something we're working on. And if anyone here wants to figure out, gee, what's it take to incorporate as a nonprofit? It's really not that, well, it's not that difficult. It is somewhat entailed, but it's not that difficult. So if that's something you want to help, hey, let me figure out how to do that. Let me help. Good opportunity. Because that's something that's on our real near-term roadmap. And I think once we do that, we can be a lot more comfortable saying we own this, to share something. Right now we have an informal agreement with Innotech. And we've talked with Tech Block. There's no reason we couldn't. One of the challenges of working with Tech Block is they end up being huge, and we're relatively tiny compared to that. But
yeah, they handle like tech overall, tech advocacy overall, and they don't really have a specific niche, if you will. I mean, so we cover the security space. So, you know, my thought has always been, what if we're like the security people for Tech Block, that we are the advocacy group for Tech Block, for the security industry, because there's a lot of people here who have a lot of different connections that we could push the needle, as Jason likes to say, on multiple fronts within the security industry, and we can help out Tech Block in that manner, because they don't have really any of that. I mean, the CEO of Tech Block is the CMO of this organization, David Hurd, but he's a marketing guy. He's not really a security guy. No offense to him, he's fantastic. So that's something that we can assist in that way, all of us.
So that is good. Tech Block is one example. There's a couple other security organizations. There's ISSA, there's Security Leaders Forum, and although
there's a BuildSec Foundry as well.
Yep. There's InfraGuard.
Yeah. There's InfraGuard.
What about makers in town? Like a 10-bit makerspace.
Makerspace?
Yeah. People that play with atoms instead of bytes.
Have you heard of 8-bit words or
10-bit words?
10-bit words, yeah.
Yeah, makerspace.
So I'd say if we want to have a stream of consciousness list, it's a good thing, but we definitely, sounds like we hit a nerve when we talk about outreach and cooperation.
I know a lot of people in that area.
Outreach and cooperation. So if that's what you want to help contribute with, even if it's just an idea, then you say someone needs to run with it, let's do that. That's not now, but
yeah, because they also offer coding classes. So
yeah, and it's an opportunity to get into, whether it's a discounted price or just access to it that you might not have known about before. I know you have one, no?
Yeah, I think so. I think this might be repeated because I think the voices traveling this way aren't quite making it, at least to me.
Sure.
But I think we're reading on there. But just like you're saying, outreach and with a nonprofit status, just kind of going out and teaching maybe seniors or kids the importance of cybersecurity, and just kind of being. I think we already covered this. This is kind of another voice in the community
No, that's good, especially when you consider the mission of the organization is to build a secure community. There's probably no better way to do that than starting there. I'm actually going to be giving a presentation at Innotech on stop blaming your users for your security problems, which really gets into that very topic. Okay, good. Anything else? This is good. I'm really glad this is the page that's filled up, as opposed to what needs to be stopped.
Yeah, got one back there.
Maybe if we had sort of pepper list short bio and skills, experiences, connections, as well as things they're looking to learn. So basically, like when you're looking for people to volunteer for something, you know, easily find out what this, and you're looking to learn something, you know, you can reach out to.
I think the Slack channel would be great for that.
Slack could be good, but what you're describing, and I don't want to paraphrase in the wrong way, would be a skills inventory of what we have here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Aiden?
Public number directory.
Oh, okay.
See, piece of trying to social engineer us too.
So, online member directory, which by the way, you can now look at everyone that's in Slack and see whatever information they're carrying.
We have our own website?
Yeah, I'm saying like on the meetup website,
Yeah, we have
you
a
can actually
website.
add that information in there.
You could, but we also have our own URL.
Oh, okay.
We do?
Yeah.
Yes.
CyberDefDojo.org.
Oh.
See, that's 4 secrets. I wouldn't recommend going to the website right now. I mean, you're not going to get a lot. But he
We got
is.
talked about it the other day.
Security expert, don't go to the website. Oh.
Look at that plant, y'all! It's a beautiful plant!
It's got succulents.
No! Plug out!
But you fancy.
You can have some.
Yay! So it's under construction right now.
That's why I recommend it. You're not going to get much
You
out
help
of
in
it.
making it?
Yes. Yes, I do. I absolutely do.
The question was, do you need help making it? And Dave volunteered?
Did I just volunteer?
Congratulations.
Yeah.
We'll talk, I'll help.
Were you ever
Alright.
in the military?
Okay, cool.
Obviously not. You never learned that. But no.
So another thing you'll see that it's HTTPS. Have you all noticed that the in the Chrome browser, also most modern browsers, it actually will tell you if a site is secure or not secure in the URL, like very obviously. That started this year because Google's actually docking websites that are not secured by HTTPS. So not only does that help with your SEO, but it also helps keep your users safe because they know that they're going to that site and not some dummy site that's meant to steal your information.
Okay, so here's a good, healthy question. Who here does not know what HTTPS means?
Okay.
Everyone does.
Hypertext Transfer Protocol, suckers. That's what it stands for.
Yeah.
By SEO, you mean search engine optimization?
That's right.
Okay, that was the part that made me.
Yeah, SEO search
Did you
engine.
guys use Let's Encrypt, or did you just like,
Yes,
buy
we
it?
did. I am a huge fan of Let's Encrypt. They're also a nonprofit organization, and their whole mission statement is to secure the web. And they do that, and the way they do that is basically providing free SSL certificates for anybody. They also have this really great bot that they developed that will actually renew your certificate for a certain period of time that you wanted to set up.
And those typically cost like $35 a year if you wanted to do it on your own.
Yeah, and they're doing it for free. So ever since Let's Encrypt has been doing that, the rate of websites that are secured by SSL or TLS has gone up exponentially because it is now so much easier to do that.
And for those that don't know what that means, a standard port 80 HTTP website, anything you send or receive goes completely in the clear, so anyone in between your browser and the web server can see everything that goes by. With the S, which is port 443, everything's encrypted.
What's TLS versus SSL? Or are they the same thing?
So SSL is secure socket layer. So TLS is kind of like the new hotness when it comes to encryption for the
Yeah,
web.
what's one I know is SSL 3.0.
Yeah,
So-
basically.
They changed names.
SSL started in 1993.
They got different encryption standards, man. And they have like low fish, two fish. They got like RC4 and like DIS and triple DIS. All of that stuff.
AES 256.
TLS is standardized, so you have to use AES, which is advanced encryption standard.
Okay, so you can only use.
So we have a URL.
But you can use a bunch
Now
of
we need to
other
fill it.
Mm-hmm.
It's called content.
Do we have resources for people that want, say, a PGP certificate for their email? Or I know there was a company called Thwart a few years ago.
Yep. So we can, I would offer, so that's something, an online referral. Well, no, referral isn't, you know.
I think you have to meet in person if you want high trust.
No, and I'm not looking for that. I understand what you're saying, but, so can I render it down to a list of resources you can go use?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe like PGP.
Right.
Stuff like
Let's
that.
encrypt.
Yeah.
That'd be nice to have.
Yeah.
Like kind of like key setting parties.
You can generate them.
Why not? I mean, that would increase trust of your key because people see you.
As long as whoever you're talking to is here.
Have you entered
And
crypto
also
parties?
know, okay, fine, yeah. You're good. You're good.
Generate.
Okay. Anything else? This is good.
How
Boy,
about
you're just
proposed
into the
game
flow
nights?
now. Let's go.
Game nights.
Game nights.
Yeah. You could make what we do into a game or something.
Like social
Or we could play
So-
board games. I don't
So
know.
we want to socialize what we
Yeah,
do?
exactly.
Okay.
But I do like board games.
And that would require cookies. That fills your need.
Why is it? You know, just because that's a good idea doesn't mean I'm going to do all of
I
this.
only said that once. I haven't said it since then. I only said that once, and I thank you for that. But no, they're good ideas. Don't stop them coming. And I will volunteer to bring them the cookies.
Oh no, man! I go for the gusto. I go hardcore.
Yeah.
And I bring the Cokes, but that, have you seen the cooler we have? We bought a 90 quart cooler, and I got it because like it was cheaper than the 60 and the 70 quarts. Like, wow, and it's a good cooler too. Yeah, the problem with it is once you fill it, you can't move it.
Sounds like he's saying cores. Like, man, that's a powerful cooler.
Exactly.
Yeah, once you fill it, you
What kind of
can't move it
shit is
until it's
that
empty. All right, so game night socialization.
Yeah.
All right, those are good.
Or we can play games that help hone our social engineering skills.
Like Werewolf.
Or Resistance.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's actually some really cool stuff that can be done. And I've done some more stuff on that.
Okay, these are good. I think we are creating a roadmap for a couple of years here. Yeah, no, some things we can do right away. Other things are going to either be deferred or take a while to build or whatever. The more of you that help, the faster they all get done. Like how I wrote that right in there? All right, do we have another page? I don't think.
I have something to add to what should be stopped.
Yeah. Oh, what should be stopped? All right, we go back.
YouTube.
Are you going to say banter on tangents? Okay.
So we have jokes about old people. Can we put on jokes about young people?
See, I actually suggested that, and he didn't go back and put it in.
Because it builds character.
Yeah, exactly.
Ages jokes.
Ages.
Funny thing is, everyone was young once, and if you're lucky, you'll be old once.
Yep. Or multiple times, maybe. Hey, here's another banter on tangent, okay? So I posted yesterday on a page from my high school class, which is where I got my graduation picture.
Oh my god.
No.
No, I wasn't talking about you, but one of the things that he just said, where was it? That software-defined radio. This is a suggestion. Play Capture the Drone with software-defined radios.
That could work.
That to me is really sounds really cool, and also sounds like it's raining death.
I've seen that happen, and it's very interesting.
Those are different drones. These are not the drones you're looking for.
Like an actual drone?
No, that was the joke, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even bother saying it was. If it dies, I just let it go.
Wi-Fi connection to the...
I even did the whole,
But since we're at this slide, is there anything else that we should definitely stop? Like I'll pump all the brakes, pull the emergency brake.
But we can't talk about babies.
Well, I mean that's fine. You know, babies aren't real people, anyways.
Their knees are that soft. You don't count.
That's right. They're so sensitive. They cry all the time. You know, if I do have a child and I say that to my child, what are you a bit? Oh. Anyway.
Do yourself and the world a favor.
You're right. I shouldn't have children. I should have minions. So, is there anything else that should be just completely stopped?
That's why you started the dojo.
No.
Yes, he has over 725 million pigs in.
731.
That's over 725.
So is 2,000.
He has to be precise for his minions for tax purposes.
I like being accurate but not precise.
All right. So anything else? Nothing else we should stop? Is there anything else that we should definitely add? Something that you want to see?
Stop using hashtags.
Stop using.
Hashtag no more hashtags.
Oh my gosh.
Start seeing pound and stuff.
Yeah.
Straight up. Just Octothorpe, son. Just go with it. Just keep going with it. Just Octothorpe.
It's like hashtag no more tic-tac-toe. Like,
Yeah.
that's what we're really saying.
Damn it, I got a cat again. Never win at this game.
All right, cool.
So, and more ads.
I kind of feel like we're doing a lot right. If there isn't a lot of people.
I'm going to take it as a good thing.
Yeah.
As long as they keep the food coming, this list is short.
What's in that pizza? I don't know. Good Lord.
Stop whatever's in that pizza.
or bring more of it. It just. Okay. Anything else here?
It's a pretty good list.
It is a really good list. And this is the opportunity. Take a look at the list. Think of one thing that really excites you about this.
That was funny.
And say, hey, I want to work on that.
Yeah, so in the chat, one of the guys said, jokes about doing Omar. That should he said that should be stopped.
Yes, please.
I second that motion.
Oh gosh.
I told him that he was banned.
All right, so I got personal foul. I got it.
Yeah. Yellow card. Not the band, the soccer thing.
So it's about Omar's fault. So
I thought people loved doing Omar. That's weird.
So yeah, see, you just broke the rule.
I know. It's fine.
First, I'm not.
The first rule of the dojo.
that would be
Hold on.
Yeah, okay.
That'll go on the website for real.
Okay.
All right. So nothing else. If there is something else, feel free to email us or hit us up on Slack or anything like that.
I'm going to add one more thing to that.
Okay.
And it is just one. Because there is and maybe it's in there, and it comes kind of with the skills inventory or member directory, but we just heard we have recruiting, we have UX, UI design, we have DIACAP. I'm just going through a list of some of the things I had, risk assessments, coding. There's a whole bunch of things we have here that we could probably take advantage of in a good way.
I was about to say, we just covered it.
In a good way, really. And I don't know if that's up there or not.
I ain't trying to take advantage.
Not that, let's call Lizzie every time we have a UX question. But
But let's call Lizzie every time we have this.
But I'm going to use that example because you said that, right? Not free consultations necessarily. But yeah, there is a broad range of us. We aren't only security people.
Well, and I think that also plays into the jobs realm, because I'll follow the stuff on Slack, and there's certain things that like, hey, if you need somebody to do this, it just presents not necessarily a preferred hiring pool, but a preferred hiring pool, if you will.
Yeah, it's nothing like a preferred hiring pool.
Hire dojo.
You only choose from your known choices.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow, was that profound?
One last thing. Whether you're new to the field or whether you've been around a while, I'll probably look young, but I've been doing this for quite like 16, 17 years. So,
feel like you're like 23 or what?
I know, man. I got Benjamin Button disease. But cyber threat intel is something that keeps people interested. I've seen people fall and get bored with this stuff, and then I will introduce them to cyber threat intel. Hence the jokes of me calling him an APT because of the panda behind the lecture. That's what China's called, panda.
That's what that song is about.
Yeah, panda. He keeps talking about China. He's like China.
Yeah. That's when Donald Trump did that remix.
That would be bad.
Finger slides.
But cyber threat intel grabs your attention and brings you back in. Like right now, I mean, we heard about like what the Fancy Bear and the Cozy Bear was doing, but even right now, Panda and Cozy Bear, which is different from Fancy Bear, they actually have a huge campaign going on right now, stealing large files. That's their thing right now. They just want to steal large files just for S&Gs. So even like Kitten, which is Iran, learning the different APT groups, which I know I don't want to steal the thunder from the thing.
You're not stealing anything.
Innotech, but I think that if you all introduce cyber threat intel, it'd be kind of cool.
I definitely think adding cyber threat intel as a thread or a component makes sense. Something has Omar giggling.
Figures.
No, someone's hit me on chat. They were saying resources or learning tools to learn about different facets of cybersecurity. So, learning resources.
So my next class coming up.
And if you don't know, like, just how they got the red team field manual, they just came out with the blue team field manual, and I purchased this like $15. A very, very great book. No, that's the blue team incident response. Yeah, but there's a blue team field manual, and it has commands in there for PowerShell and Linux and different things. You get it from Amazon for like $13. So in case you don't know something, you can always go to the BTFM and cheat.
And there's nothing wrong with that. The greatest people in the world don't have everything memorized.
No, so I'm lazy. I cheat all the time.
So do I. I copy good code.
There you go.
And I read the manual. Yeah, RTFM was my mantra growing up. Of course, I started coding on paper tape.
Yeah, he was RTFM before it was cool.
This is Roman numerals.
Abacus.
Yeah. That's against the rules, man. Stop.
Man, you're encouraging. Yeah, no.
Freaking like dudes at the Agora, like in ancient Greece. It's like, man, I can't get past this bug. I've been writing an Olive script.
So,
because Greece, yeah, whatever. It's fine.
And the oil came out okay?
Yeah.
Boy, I'm glad I chose this profession. I'm supposed to stand up because I wouldn't do well at it. So, anything else we want to add here? There is one slide we haven't seen yet, I believe.
Yeah.
Would you really care to go to that one?
Yes. Find my cursor.
Go.
Here, let me use a touchscreen.
There it is. All right.
Wow. Did someone tell the future when they made this slide?
I jailbroke my Fire Stick, and I saw that last slide, and I kind of spoke to it. I had Cody on it.
And he was like, and I think y'all should incorporate as a nonprofit. I'm just saying.
When we came up with this, we didn't know what was going to be filling in the other slides. So the reason this one's last is, at the very least, when we talked, here's 3 things that we knew in our mind just had to happen. And the really good news is you put those and a whole bunch more on the list already. So I think that's amazing. That one, that we did foresee the future. But you also think it's important as well. Anything else we want to add anywhere? Because we filled this up, I'm glad we did, and I'm glad that the heaviest one is things to add. How many people plan to go to at least one of those 2 days around Innotech? There's the Innotech Day and Dojo Day, 12th and 13th of April.
Yeah, it's you guys get it for free, so.
And there's lunch, although the way Innotech lunch works, they have kind of a group lunch. You have a big buffet, and they have a certain amount of food. And so get to lunch early, because no, once they run out of food, they say, sorry, we're out of food. And then you need to go to the vending machine and buy a stale bag of chips or something, so get to lunch early. Oh, see, now here's food, now we want to know. April 12th and 13th.
And by being a member, do you just mean like a group, or like is there a membership?
So
we're gonna get a discount code. So you'll have to register for Innotech, but once we get you that discount code, you'll just put that whenever you're checking out the ticket, and you'll be in.
Fee will be zero.
Yeah.
Now we do ask, it's not a secret. Clearly can't be.
Not the one who bites the dust.
But
That's why we can't have nice things.
Just letting y'all know everything's fine.
It's all fun and games. It's all fun and games.
Yeah, I love Price is Right.
And that's where the beans in the beanbag went. So, yeah, when you get the code, I'm gonna ask you if there's someone you know that's not in the dojo, don't share the code.
That's what it was.
Or recruit them into the dojo.
Yeah, that's a good option. How many people want to know how they're going to get the prize?
How to win. The prize.
The prize?
The gift card.
Go to the bottom of the box.
Apparently no one is interested in that.
I didn't hear what you said. It's okay.
How many people want to know how to get the prize?
How do you get the prize?
Okay. Now, 2 people just left, which means that they're going to be ineligible because this is a dynamic prize opportunity. You want it?
Yeah, the president in order to win.
What is? This is going to take a couple minutes to do, by the way.
It's like Mardi Gras.
Yeah, exactly.
So, no, it's not like Mardi Gras.
Oh. I'm so ready.
Whoever finds the baby at the cake gets it.
Oh, or that. That's not where I was going. Okay.
All right, is Stephen coming back?
I think they.
They just went to get water.
Okay.
All right. So let's wait for them to come back. Of course, all of you don't want them back. I get that.
Messing up our eyes.
Well, this case, this time let's just kind of like cut the stream, so we can do the rest of this.
Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for tuning in.
Yay.
And they're back.
They're back.
Okay. So, in order to be eligible for the prize, you have